Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Hope you're having a fantastic day. To those of you who are joining me live, happy Monday. And for everyone who is watching this on our YouTube channel later on, happy morning, afternoon, evening, whatever day of the week it is. Howdy. So glad that you could spend a few minutes with us. And we are coming back at you with another small business selling skill. And again, all of these small business selling skills, our goal is keep them under 14 minutes, something that you can learn and implement right away. If you don't know who I am, David JP Fisher, also known as D-Fish, and this is DTV Live. By the way, if you haven't checked out all of our YouTube videos, and we have all the recordings from all of our live streams, we also have a lot of additional content there that you can check out. You can find that at our YouTube channel, and I'll go ahead and throw the link down below right here, youtube.com/user/David JP Fisher. So go ahead and check those out. A lot of great material on everything from selling to networking, LinkedIn, building empathy, using digital tools. Oh, and there's so much good stuff. So definitely check that out as well. But today we're going to look at a very specific thing you can do, especially as a service provider in your small business. So if you're a solo consultant, solo designer, solo coach, if you are an attorney or an accountant or something like that where you're providing a service, I want to talk about how to actually package and present what you do. And I want to talk about it on two levels. First is just the power of actually creating set packages. But then I want to talk about an old school tool in as far as presenting your options called the good, better, best method. So let's look at these two things separately. So the first thing is we have to look at how do we share with a prospective client what our services are. Now, for those of you who have a small business that you have a very specific product, that's sometimes you don't have to worry about it, right? It's like, this is the product that I have. What happens if you do actually have a product that makes it a lot easier is that the prospect or the customer can wrap their head around it. They get it. They get what you're trying to sell to them. But what happens when you are a service provider, when you are, again, selling something that is not tangible, whether it is a consulting engagement, whether it's coaching, whether it's strategic design, something that where you won't necessarily have a product, a tangible thing to give them after they have bought from you. That can be tough. So one of the things that you need to do is, if you have a service, is to actually make it easy for your prospective client to understand exactly what they're going to get when they say, yes, I'd like to buy from you. So if you are, for example, I'll use myself as an example. So one of our services, one of the first things I started doing was one-on-one business coaching and sales coaching. Now, there's a lot of different ways that somebody can consume coaching, and therefore there's a lot of ways that I could sell it. There's different ways I could package it. And so one of the things I did is I created the Rockstar Signature Coaching Program, which was a 10-step or 10-session program that took place over a set period of time. Each of the sessions was this long. We went in a certain order covering different topics, and it cost this much. What it really did was that package actually made it more real for my prospects that I was talking to. So they wouldn't be like, I don't know what I'm really getting. They're like, oh, when I decide to work with D as a coach, I'm getting boom, 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 right? That's what you want to do. So the first thing is just to think, do I actually have packages that I can use to make it easy for the prospect to grasp? Because, and this is especially important, even if you're like, well, hey, I've got some, let's say, consulting work that I do, or let's say that you do strategic branding design, just to pick something out of thin air there. Strategic branding design. People don't normally buy that, so they don't know what they're going to get. And so you have to be clear, like, hey, when you work with me, you're going to get, this sort of report. It's going to have this information with it, or you're going to have the ability to know what your logo should look like or what fonts you should use in your materials. Whatever it is that you are going to do for them, make sure that you can, again, package it up for them. So that's the first step, is you got to have some sort of package and really put yourself to the test. One way of doing this is go to somebody who's, maybe just a good friend, or even a family member if you're brave, and say, what do you think I do? What do you think people get when they work with me? And if they can't answer it, you haven't been clear. And again, it's a good audit and go, hey, I should probably be a little more specific. So that's the first step. The second is when we look at how to present the options to our prospective clients. So this goes back to a kind of an old school tool that even before there was behavioral psychology and neuromarketing, it really tapped into how people kind of make decisions, called good, better, best. And very simply, what it is when you present options to a prospect, you basically have 3 tiers. You have good, you have better, and you have best. And what we want to do is give people some options where they can pick the one that's right for them. And there's a couple things you want to think about when you're presenting these 3 options. The first and I think the most important is that even though it's called good, better, best, the way we present it is best, better, good, right? So always show them the best option, all right? The best option meaning it's going to solve all of their issues. You might take a lot of the work, additional work on, you'll maybe take some responsibility on, but it's everything. It's the whole kit and caboodle. Sometimes that's what people want to do. Usually this is obviously also the more expensive. Then there's where we can drop down, where there is what is the better, right? And it's better than the good. It's your middle tier. It's kind of the just right option. Now, this will usually be probably your most commonly purchased or product or service, whatever. This is what's going to be what people usually go for. And it could be, everything that's in the best, but maybe not as much. Maybe you're doing a little less work, whatever it might be. Again, it depends a lot on what you're offering. And then there is the good, which is, there's nothing wrong with the good, right? It's still good, but it has a few fewer options. And it's interesting, like if you want to see this in play, even in retail, think about going to an appliance store, even like a Target, Best Buy. Think about the best place to see this is any place with televisions, because you'll notice that most stores, and this is well beyond TVs, but TVs are a very obvious one, where they'll have 3 shelves. They have the top shelf, middle shelf, bottom shelf. And it's best, better, and good. And it's interesting because like the better option, the middle one is usually at our eye, in our eye line, at our eye level. That's the most commonly purchased item. There's the really good ones up top. If you want like that super fancy TV, there's that. Hey, there's the good ones, but the ones that are kind of in the middle tend to be right there for you. Those are the ones that are most often purchased. So it can be the same in our business. So think about what is everything, like if whatever service you have, whatever product you have, like, hey, if we just did everything for the client and it's amazing, it's awesome, that's your best package. And then you're like, well, maybe we'll take out a couple of things. That's your better. And just, hey, this is how you get started. This is how we're going to do really good work for you. It's not, might not have all the bells and whistles, but we're still going to do good work. That's the good. Okay. And again, you'll actually see this happen where people go, I don't need the best. I don't really just want the base. Probably the middle is the way to go. And so obviously it kind of helps people feel comfortable around that purchasing decision. We feel comfortable. Most of us in most situations, we don't want, again, the top or the bottom. We want kind of the middle. And that's an easy way of helping people guide themselves to a purchase. And so think about that. What are the ways that you can construct Again, those good, better, and best. I'll use again myself as an example. So now one of the things I do is speaking. Most of it virtually these days, unfortunately. But we'll get back out there. I'll get back on stages sometimes. But when I talk to prospective clients who are hiring me, whether it's for a keynote address or doing a training for their team, I'll go, hey, I can do, the main training. And there's a lot of additional services we can have, a lot of one-on-one, tweaks that I can put onto this for some of your top people. We can add additional follow-ups. We can do all of these add-ons, and that package is, of course, our best. And then sometimes they're like, well, we don't need everything. We just, want maybe the main training, maybe one follow-up, some books for the attendees. Great, that's our better. And then it's, hey, I'm always willing to come out and do kind of just, again, the core training or the core message that they want. And that's our good. So they can pick what's right for them and what fits into their budget, what fits into their needs, all that kind of good stuff. So think about how to put good, better, best into your business. Think, of course, of what your packages are in your business and if you're really being clear. And I think you're going to find it much more comfortable when you interact and you're working with a prospective client and explaining how they can buy from you. And you'll also find, I think, that you'll make some more and some bigger sales as well. So that's what I got for you today. Good, better, best. If you want to improve your business development skills and you're a solo professional or a freelancer, small business owner, definitely check out our coaching group, the Selling Launchpad. A great community of people. We have 2 calls a month where we dive into these topics, not only sharing best practices, but everybody in the group also gets the opportunity to really workshop how their sales approach works in their business, get feedback from members, really cool stuff. And we are actually growing and adding a few members this fall. One of them could be you. So definitely check that out. And if there's anything I can do to help you in your selling, your networking, LinkedIn, feel free to reach out to me. You're always welcome to connect with me here on LinkedIn. And, but also feel free to send me an email, send me a message if we already are connected. And I will see you tomorrow, actually, at noon. So I think that's it. Have a great day. Hello, Adriana. How good to have you on. Glad you could join us. But yeah, so I'm gonna be back all this week on Wednesday, and actually on October 1st, we're starting a new series that is going to be, it's financial planning month. So we're going to be doing a series that's focused on financial service professionals of all stripes, all types, and we're going to be looking at how to build relationships and pipeline for those people. But don't tell anybody. The same skills that work for financial services work for any service providers. So even if you're not in financial services yourself, you'll still be able to get a lot of great material from our series as we go through October. And do me a favor, if you know anybody, financial planner, insurance agent, wealth manager, anybody who's in that sort of business, please let them know that starting on the 1st, they should definitely check out our live series as well. So with that, we gotta go. We're at 14 minutes. Have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.